you notice how self-doubt does not disappear when you act? Actually, it gets louder. And you know what? That is proof that you are heading in the right direction, that you're doing the things you say you're going to do. It is saying, like, have you ever just sat down and a job comes through and then you're looking at it and you're thinking, okay, okay, what do I need to know for this? What glossary, what terminology, what's the situation? Or let me ask a couple of people what they've done, if they've done this job before, how was that job go? How did it happen for them? What did they experience? Okay, let me Google what scenario. Yeah, doing all this overthinking, all these things, the job's gone. Somebody else who was ready has snapped the job up and the job is no longer available because of that overthinking that one's doing. That kind of like, okay, I have to do that. And it's like, prep is great, but overthinking, that is just that is just that's not it. Because by the time you do all those things, by the time you start second guessing, and the disguise that this thing is doing, that the self-doubt is now sounding so loud, is the discussion, am I good enough for this job? Am I capable? Would I be, would they think that I am worthy to do this? So like how all this inner chatter causes the overthinking, which then produces the self-doubt of like not sure of oneself and feeling like we have to do too much to kind of like say, yes, I can do this thing or I am capable of this stuff. And in all that doing, nothing is actually like working out, nothing is actually happening because what happened, because doubt on its own is not evidence that you're failing. Because when you're doing those stuff doesn't mean that yes, you're not capable. It's actually an evidence that you're stretching, evidence that you're doing the thing, evidence your brain is like rewiring and or to protect you, like because at the end of the day, it's it doesn't want to use too much power, too much energy in terms of like doing stuff. So it would want to like give you those like warning signs, like danger, danger, whatever that is. Like we don't do this, or like all he's doing is trying to protect us. Our brain is just trying to keep us safe. So any stretching, any unknown, anything that is not the norm, it just feels like we don't do this thing. Imagine like, I don't know if you've ever done a cold water plunge. The minute you step in or get in, you get this instant woof, like the shock of that feeling. And after a while, you're in that water, your body starts adjusting. The same is true for like when you feel like I'm going into something I don't know. You get that innate feeling of like not certain what that is. You adjust. You see what the job's like. You see how things are flowing. You start getting into that routine of like, okay, this is what I expect of me. This is how I knew. This is who I get to speak to. This is what that. Because when you like, I remember a time when I was booked to do a conference thing and I got the prep. I was doing so much into prepping for this thing, even researching, okay, what does this concept mean to that bit, to that bit, to that bit. Got there, the prep that was even given and the extra prep I did, three of the speakers didn't even go according to the script. They went off script. They went into human conversation and nature, and it was just kind of like it just flowed. Everything was just kind of like in place. When we can like really tap into us and be anchored in that we are we've done what we're supposed to do to get ourselves ready for this booking. And it's up to the grounding of ourselves. Put our feet where they are at and be like, yes, I'm present. I am whole. When things go off the pot, like I've got this, get tuned into where we are, what we're doing, how we're flowing, the things that we get to do to then help us move forward. Because if we lean into that pool of, oh, I'm not sure if I can do this. Okay, I need to make sure this has happened. This, that, I'm not. What would happen is our brain will start looking for evidence of why those things are not like why we're not capable, why this is not happening, why this. whatever that is, and give us more evidence of that. And then be like, yeah, you see, this is the thing. This is why I can't do this thing. This is why this situation um happens, or this is this. Like all those things will start happening. So where for you has doubt been the loudest in? How in your interpreting your translation work? Like what's that thing that has been loudest? And what is those small reps you can start doing now to keep you doing it anyway? Even though you might feel like, my goodness, this is impossible. What is that thing you can do to do it, and then do it a bit more, and then do it a bit more, and a bit more, by building in that rep to then get the anchoring of like, yes, I can do this. I've done this before. And you know the great thing about quenching this, because what I find is, even with that, some colleagues, even myself, I would leave a booking thinking I've done the worst, or I've like I was not good enough for this. And instead of like feeling like, oh, what went well? What did I do great in this booking? Or what are those three things at least I did, even if it was one thing I did good, to celebrate the fact that yes, I did the thing. I got this. I go into like, oh man, this didn't go well. I didn't say that well. I should have used this sign instead. I should have said that word instead. I should have used this phrase and da 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 da. But instead, once you've left that space and you go out, celebrate, celebrate the fact that I just did this job. Like, my goodness, I I thought I couldn't, but I did it. Anchor it in. Even if you felt like, oh, I've like, I wasn't sure about this job, and then now I've done the job. Yes, I did it. Even if you can't find anything that you did great, the mere fact that you are still standing is worth celebrating. And what that does is it tells the nervous system, we can do this. We are capable. We can make this work. So that the next time we're in this scenario and the booking comes up, or the situation comes up, we don't go, we go, oh yeah, we handled it last night, because we're calm in this. We anchored in that thing of, yes, we're capable of doing this stuff. So now that we're back and the opportunity comes again, we're not like, oh, okay, what do I need to do again? No, because we left that situation hyped up. Yes, it's done. I did this. I achieved this. This happened. This is, yeah, I survived. I was able to do this. I was able to do that. I was able to do that. Okay, now I get to make sure next time I make sure this happens, that happened. I get myself geared up with this phrases, this things that like, that is a much different anchoring, so that the next time that kind of situation job comes up, you're not going, oh, you're going, yeah, we handled this last time, so we're capable of doing this again. We've got this. So yeah, so what we get to do now, it's a different energy. Our nervous systems are plugged in. They're like, they're good to go. They're like, let's make this happen. It's a whole different thing than when we've like, okay, this, because maybe when we were there last time, like whatever that is knowing that the self-doubt is plugging in on a fear, or the overthinking is just disguising, is hiding so much. But when we can flip it and go in, okay, how can I center myself so that when I'm put off guard, I'm centered back in? How can I, when I'm done with this, I'm anchored in the like, I did this job, I celebrated, I did a thing I said I was going to do, so that when next I get this kind of job again, I am ready. I am anchored in, I did this, I got this, I'm on this. Now what are the things that I get to do? What do I need to improve? Da, 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 so that we're good to go for next time. We are good to go for next time. So if there's any way you're not like, there is the overthinking is happening, the self-doubt that is plugging in and really affecting the flow of yourself, let's come in, have a conversation, have like a blockbuster session to really dive down. What is that thing that is holding you back, in terms of like, maybe the self-doubt is the, like how you see yourself, or like in every way it shows up. Let's talk about it, to really debunk it, to really start figuring out, okay, what are the things that we get to do so that we can then start showing up and we can then start putting ourselves out there. Till next time, remember, awareness plus repetition equals identity. And that's the thing that anchors. Once you can tap into the knowing and celebrating of self, does it make it easier next time when you face the same situation? Till next time, all the best.